welcome to Womansplaining. My name is Fatima Umakwe, and today we're going to be talking about the man bank. Don't worry, I'll explain in a minute. Have you ever met someone or heard someone say, "This guy is stingy. Common transport, he did not even give me to go home"? Have you? Well, I have, and guess what? It takes me off to a point that I cannot even explain. However, today I will not be discussing this by myself. I have with me my favorite girl. Her name is Olo Osakioduwa. So I'm sure by the end of this show, you know that this is something that just pisses us off. So Olo, what do you think about the man bank?
The man bank?
Yes.
So in my opinion, I think it's ridiculous that so we're talking about a boyfriend and girlfriend
Absolutely,
situation.
yes.
Where not husband, not when the man is actually responsible for the woman. And I think it's really ridiculous that all of a sudden it seems like it's the norm that a boyfriend should be responsible for his girlfriend.
But why do you think that is? Because I was on I think it was on Twitter like 2 days ago or so. Somebody said that when she goes out with her man, it's usually 50-50. Like she'll pay for half of the food and he'll pay for the other half. Or if he's paying for the movie, she's paying for the snacks. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good. But when I got to the comment, somebody said, nah, if I'm paying for the snacks, then when I ask you to take your drawers off, you take your drawers off. So do you think it's because of that? Do you think the women feel like it's a reciprocation for some kind of service? Let's just call it what it is, for sex.
Well, traditionally, I think that the man, in a relationship, the man should, there are basic things that he should do. So if you're going out, if you're going to dinner, I expect that it's his responsibility to pay.
Right.
However, there are situations where girls these days, or most girls, so I'm not going to generalize, most girls expect the men to pay for hair, to
like basic things that you should buy for yourself, or clothes, or transport money.
I don't understand.
It's the most basic thing.
Money thing. I don't know that you should expect anything from the man, really. I know it sounds a bit conflicting, but there are some things that are basic that he should do, like when you go on dates, when you go to the movies, because then he's dating you, he's wooing you, he's trying to make you his, or try to wife you. However, the luxuries, maybe we should use that to differentiate. The luxuries should not be expected from the man, as it's not his responsibility. Maybe I'm coming from a place where I grew up with my parents being responsible for me, and if there was anything extra I wanted, I would work for it myself and not expect to get it from a guy.
Okay, so are you saying
if he offers, or if he gives you, if he gives those things to you,
absolutely, that's
different,
okay.
But you have no right to demand such things from him when you're not a wife.
Now, which brings me to the question. So these girls, because I noticed that it's almost the norm now. You've heard the saying where someone says, if somebody cannot buy you human hair, is that one boyfriend? Do you understand? Like, what I think it is I think that girls are taking the role of a sugar daddy and imposing it on a boyfriend. Okay. That's what it is, because a sugar daddy would give you all those things, and then, okay, you now decide, I don't want to do sugar daddy again. I want to now be with a guy who's my age. Do you understand?
But this shouldn't be condoning or endorsing the fact that a sugar daddy should even be.
Absolutely not. And that's what it is. And that's what it is. In the first place, you shouldn't have a sugar daddy. And that is the problem. You see, people have spoilt it. These men have spoilt it for the boys. The truth of the matter is that it exists out there and it's not going to stop. So I think what needs to happen is that girls now need to know the difference You need to know what exactly.
Or you think girls got greedy?
Girls got greedy, definitely.
Yeah, so I don't know that.
It's both of them. Oh yeah, there are two parties in that game. So it's both of them. This man has done this, and then this girl now decides that, you know, every guy who she comes in contact with, if you want to date me, you should be able to provide what my sugar daddy is providing, or else, you know, you need to scram, which now takes us
well,
to...
not necessarily, because there's some girls that definitely do not have sugar daddies.
Yeah.
However,
their friends do.
Maybe.
Or people that they know do.
Maybe, or they're just downright greedy.
Absolutely.
And just want things that they cannot afford by themselves.
Which
and
is
just looking for people to fund that lifestyle.
Which has trickled down.
Is where I have a problem. You can't be lazy and want
the finer things of life. Yep.
Go out and work. You can't expect you're in year 1, your boyfriend is in year 4, and you expect him
to buy you a car.
Does
he have a car?
Does he have a car?
Yep.
Do your parents have cars?
Yes.
Like, where are you coming from? I don't understand it. And it's okay to be ambitious. It's okay to want those things, but go out there and get them yourself. You have no right to demand such gifts from
a guy who's just starting his life.
Or some of them use excuses like, he's sleeping with me, so what?
He's not supposed to sleep with you. Close your legs.
Like, he's not.
Yeah.
And where you have allowed yourself to be
slept with. That was a choice that you made.
That's
yeah,
your choice.
absolutely.
It shouldn't be, because now it now almost it now becomes a thin line between a relationship and prostitution, because you're expecting something in return
spot on
for something else.
Yep.
So that's like downright prostitution.
And that's just what it is. I think that people need to reevaluate their relationships.
What it is they're going into a relationship for.
And their expectations and their values. That's what it boils down to. Like, I think that, yes, the morals. I think that, you know, a lot of things are being thrown to the wind today because of the exposure that we now have. Because you go online and you see a girl with a Chanel bag, you do not know how she got it. You don't know if it's her father who bought it for her. You don't know if it's her husband who bought it for her. You don't know if she stole money to buy the bag. All you know is she has a bag and you want one. And I think it's just covetousness, it's just greed, it's just the wrong motives and the wrong motivations.
It boils down to values and morals.
Absolutely.
And basically, I would say knowing yourself, self-esteem, confidence. Because at the end of the day, some people think that if I have these things,
then I have arrived.
Yeah. I've become something. How about look for more
other ways to define yourself?
Like work hard, be known for something else. Start up a business, like even if you're in school, or do like work, like do something
else, like find living. And right now, even in this, you see, the beauty of exposure is that it has its pros and it has its cons. You see, the pros of the exposure that we now have, you now are able to make money without necessarily completing. So if you're in school, for instance, you have 2 years to go. You don't have an actual job. If you sit down and you decide, okay, I'm going to be writing articles for an online magazine, you're getting paid. So you can afford, you know, certain things, the extra things that your parents may not be able to provide for you. So there are so many things out there that you can do to make your journey fuller, to, you know, have a much more, a better life, a life that would shine a light, as opposed to, you know, show people the wrong way to go. What? Small girl, big God. Yes, that's what happens now. When you have somebody paying for something, you know, say, hey, small girl, big God. Nope.
There are people that are doing these things. I mean, if you enjoy what it is you're doing, but don't come out giving young girls or even young boys
the impression,
the impression that you, like, this is what you have done. Like, most people know what you do, and you can't benchmark it against the things
that you do, yes, because you're like, okay, this girl is a writer and this girl has a Rolls Royce. Like, okay, how does that? Oh yes, a Rolls Royce. Like, is that crazy? Is that crazy? People are giving. So that's where the struggle is. That's where the tussle is.
And then also, it boils down again to the foundation, the home.
Absolutely.
Where are the parents?
And some people cannot be blamed because
that hasn't put a ring on it, that hasn't done introduction, is gifting you a car.
My father would have told.
Which house are you going to take it back?
You can't, exactly. He'd have told you to walk right back where you're coming from, drop the car there, and never go there again. That would have been the end of that. But I think there's been a lot of laxity.
Yeah, and people see these things and
they look the other way.
It.
Yeah,
and people are congratulating and it's not hating. Two different things. It has nothing to do with.
Certainly not hating.
Yeah,
no.
But people don't get it. You speak against it, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're just a hater," blah 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 blah, and it just further fuels these things. So I don't know that it's ending anytime soon. I hope people get back to the core of what relationships are, what they're meant for, what they mean, and not just for the material things.
Absolutely. Yeah. And do you think this affects the value that men place on women? Because I feel like a lot of men now are just like, okay, a woman can be bought.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just get the right figure.
But then again, it has to do with the individual, so you cannot necessarily generalize.
Absolutely not.
It definitely, I believe, it definitely will happen, or it definitely happens. However, I don't know to what extent.
I think it's to a large extent, because right now there's some men who will be offended if they, throw some money at a girl and she refuses. That's what happens when.
Well, I guess, and then chase hard and like, oh, she's trying.
Yeah, she's trying to play hard to get, but she would eventually gel. So that's all the time that we have for this topic. However, we'll be right back with Olo to play a game. Welcome back to Womansplaining. So I still have Olo with me in the studio, and we're going to be asking her some questions that she'll answer in 60 seconds. So Olo, what job would you be terrible at?
Banking.
Why? It's boring. Or you think it's boring?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite drink?
Non-alcoholic mojito.
Okay, we go virgin. All right, we can do that. What takes too much of your time?
Drawing, designing concepts.
Well, that figures. Yeah. Do you have a favorite color?
Black.
And she's wearing black now. So cliche. So boring. Sophisticated too and classy. Pet peeves?
A lot.
She has too many. Yeah, I get that.
Zero in on one.
What fictional place would you like to visit?
Wakanda.
We don't play here. Okay, I think that's all the time that we have for the questions. Thank you so much, Olo, for coming on the show. Not like you had a choice. Okay, thank you so much for watching Womansplaining. I'll see you again next time. Till then, be good.